NVIDIA is set to kick off its AI conference on Monday. Ahead of that, our next guest says that she is seeing levels of speculative options trading tied to semiconductor and technology stocks hitting levels never seen before, and many are positioning for that momentum to continue. She documents this in her latest piece titled "Frenzy Over AI and NVIDIA Turbocharges the Options Market." Gunjan Banerji is the lead writer for the Wall Street Journal's live markets coverage, as well as a CNBC contributor. And Gunjan, this is casino-like activity. What's taking place here?
That's right, Becky. One trader said to me, this is the biggest casino in the world right now, referring to NVIDIA options, referring to semiconductor options. And activity has really hit the highest levels ever. And over the next few days, we have an action-packed week for the semis trade, right? We have this NVIDIA conference, we have Micron earnings, SMCI, super microcomputers, set to join the S&P 500 after the market closed today. It's funny, this conference that NVIDIA is holding keeps coming up in conversations with traders almost more than, the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision. This is the thing that everyone keeps bringing up. And I think people are really on the edge of their seats to see how much higher can this AI trade go? How much room is there to run here?
If you're looking at NVIDIA shares just over the last 6 months, they've doubled, but this week they're down 7.5%. So I think people are starting to question, is this a straight up and to the right trade?
That's the biggest question out there on Wall Street, because let's not forget the path of NVIDIA has wide implications for the path of the broader market. I was looking at some data, and the S&P 500 and NVIDIA have moved in tandem in, say, 14 out of 19 of the past sessions. What's really interesting is when you look under the hood, people have been positioning for this stock to keep going higher. What traders are telling me is that the prices of trades that would profit if NVIDIA kept soaring, think $1,000, calls pegged to NVIDIA shares, are way surpassing the types of bearish trades that would profit if the stock fell. So there is just, when you look at the stock, it's not telling the full story. There's even more exuberance and more speculative activity under the surface.
The Fed may not be front and center for a lot of these traders, but maybe it should be if you're getting to the point where they're questioning the very rationale or the thesis that the Fed's going to cut rates sooner rather than later. These hotter than expected inflation numbers have done a number on things like crypto prices, and you could see that kind of playing out in these tech stocks, too.
That's right. I mean, that's been the fascinating disconnect, right? Is it feels like everyone has moved over to the soft landing trade, this idea that inflation is going to fall. And not much can shake that, at least in the stock market so far. I think a lot of the fear this week has been concentrated in the bond market. We saw a little bit of a sell-off in treasuries. But take a look at the action yesterday. Microsoft hit yet another high, in part because of an AI announcement. We had, a 0.3% sell-off in the S&P 500. So right now, that fear about decreased rate cuts is simply not seeping into the AI trade, the NVIDIA trade, and the S&P 500.
It's just that when you see stocks and bonds differentiate, people always start to wonder who's right. Can that bifurcation continue? And, traditionally, conventional wisdom has always suggested that the Treasury market's smarter.
Right. The bond market's always a smart money. Yeah. Right. Who's the smart money right now? Is it the NVIDIA speculators or is it the Treasury traders? I think that's one of the biggest questions out there right now. But I think we have seen this divergence between stocks and bonds kind of happen for much of this year, right? Stocks have kept rising. The AI trade has kept reaching new heights, even though we've seen a little bit of a sell-off in the Treasury market. And I think next week with this NVIDIA conference is the next big test of that.
What do they need to hear? What do traders say they need to hear from NVIDIA on Monday in order to make all these trades make sense?
So this has become a story stock. I think a lot of people are watching Jensen Huang's speech on Monday. He has a keynote address. What does he say about new products? What does he say about customer demand, the total addressable market? I think that's really going to be the highlight for a lot of people, because right now they're clinging to his every word.
We've seen speculative frenzies in the past, and I think everybody's still trying to figure out where we are in this cycle. Just because it feels like there's been a frenzy doesn't mean that it's going to be over anytime soon. But what kind of signals do traders watch for to think, okay, this is when it's getting a little too hot?
So what I will say is we are seeing levels of speculation in options, at least, that we have never seen before.
What does that mean? What does that tell you?
So it tells you that people are really, really excited about this AI trade in particular because most of it is concentrated in semiconductor stocks. And I think some people are looking to play catch up. Maybe they missed out on buying NVIDIA shares. So now they're turning to some of the most speculative bets, the riskiest trades, to profit from a continued rise in the stock. And by one measure, options activity is actually surpassing stocks activity for the first time in 2021. And remember what was going on in 2021 in terms of that speculative frenzy.
It's a hot trade, but you hope you don't get burned by it.
Exactly.